Hello, my Cliffasaurs. How you doing today? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome. I just wanted to talk about some things today, get some things off my chest. I feel like there's always something I need to get off my chest. Honestly, there's always something. But, it's just, there's a lot to take in. And I think at this point now, I don't really know what to think anymore. Just trying to rationalize my way through everything and trying to keep myself grounded, understanding how, I try not to desensitize myself and not forget what's actually happening around me. I think it's more important now than ever to be prepared, have things in order, mentally, physically, you know, materially, have everything you need. Because we're in for a bumpy road, I believe. This is all based off my intuition. I'm not really a professional and I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I don't really want to talk about what happened yesterday because I don't think anyone cares anymore. All I will say is that here in the United States where I live, where I am from, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I have no other identity to associate myself with, honestly, besides being Asian and Asian American. I guess that's the closest thing. And so I'm not about to abandon anything. I'm not about to jump ship just because it's getting difficult around here. There's many times where I've just been like, maybe it'll just be easier to just, try to figure out a way to just leave and live somewhere in Southeast Asia. Well, where I can just kind of just have a off the grid life and not be bothered by anybody and just kind of isolate myself. But, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. That's kind of my mindset is that I'll keep fighting till the end because, like, what else is there to do? I mean, the best thing I can do is just help as many people and help as many people keep their sanity as I can as we, ride this crazy wave that's happening in our country and in our world, really. And I'm here to narrate all the way till we get over through all this, really. And for those of you who are on board with me, I salute you. Thank you so much for deciding to ride this crazy time with me. I think this is what the background here is kind of metaphorical. It's, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like when you're on the beach and you're like, you just kind of dip your toes where the water kind of just like splashes onto the beach. But, we're here. We're not necessarily in the midst of the giant wave. We're kind of riding the little waves that are hitting the beach where it's like easier to handle. We're kind of hanging out in the side, not on the sidelines, but we're hanging out a little bit away from where all the craziness is, and we're looking out into all the craziness and looking at it and being like, whoa, that's pretty insane. Some people are riding that wave pretty hard, but we're here talking about it because it's insane. And I'm quite frankly out of words and opinions about everything that's going on around us. And I think many people are also in the same boat as me. No pun intended. We're all in the same boat. We're not trying to ride that crazy, dangerous wave because we know that that's not smart right now. Because if you're riding that huge wave and you're really taking things really seriously, like everything that you see on the news, and taking things as truth and really believing it, you're in for a wild, wild ride. And it's just going to leave you emotionally exhausted and you'll have nothing left to give. Um, but it's still summer. Yay! You know, time for those, you know, time for a night, the sun and vacations and some friends and family time. You know, and occasionally scrolling past footage of dead bodies on the street at a parade. But it's okay because, you know, it's summer, right? You know, like, yeah, our mood is mostly based off of the weather. It should be that way. It really should. We should only feel good when the sun's out and only feel bad when it's not sunny outside. That makes a lot of sense to me. Is that when it's sunny, you should be in a good mood, and when it's not sunny, you should be in a bad mood. And it's not about what's going on around. It's really only about the level of UV radiation that's out there. That's the first and foremost determining factor for one's sense of well-being is that. So when there's sun outside, you know, there can be dead bodies on the sidewalk because it's okay, it's sunny, because the sun will negate any form of tragedy or violence that is existing in that's my laundry. I do laundry when I podcast or when I record my podcasts. So have no fear. Have no fear. We are in a good place. We really are. We are. All jokes aside, I really do. I think that the best thing we can do for ourselves now is, because obviously we can't change what's happening out there. So, and I thought I could. I thought all this video recording and maybe recording more videos and trying to be more out there and trying to spread more of this mentality or this paradigm to all of you is going to make things better. Maybe I do need to put in more effort. And I'm starting to think about that, actually. I'm starting to put more effort into it because I feel like I can do it on TikTok as well. And I should be doing it on TikTok as well. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm also preoccupied with making TikToks that are mostly like art. And because that's my biggest frustration with all this is that I would much rather be, I wouldn't say much rather be, but I would like to be working on my art without having any distractions, and maybe I should be doing that, but I feel like a sense of duty that I need to like also help people rationalize what's going on around the world right now, and in America, and I just feel like I need to help. Like that's kind of an instinct of mine. And so if I just solely work on my art, I feel like I am not doing the world any service, because like art can just make somebody happy for a day. But, you know, by me helping people, like, you know, with understanding like, oh, like, you know, maybe we shouldn't take media so seriously, or, you know, there's ways you can feel better about what's going on around you right now. I feel like that can help somebody feel happier for much longer, and I'm actually making a difference. I feel like that's the thing, but I still can't let go of like wanting to be an artist. I still want to make art. And so I guess the challenge is finding where both of that kind of fuses in together. And I feel like making these videos, like, it has been a bit, and it's hard because I feel like a lot of people feel like you need to pick one or the other in some way. But I think eventually I'll find a way to have them both connected in some way. But right now I feel like, I feel like what I'm doing right here is the best I can do right now. I don't know what to do out there. I feel like if I am too bold out there, that, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I should try. Maybe I'll think of something. I just don't have any ideas right now. Let me know if you have any ideas as to what I can do out there. Maybe I could just put up a sign going like, don't believe any bullshit on the news. And just have debates with people maybe. But for those of you who are here, congratulations. You have awoken and you're awake from the darkness. The oh so dark reality of today, of 2022, because the world has ended in 2012. The portals of the other dimension have fused into our own, and now we are living in two realities where one is crazy and and is polluting our reality. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of Mandela effects, but it could explain what's going on right now. Like, it could explain why things are so crazy right now. Because I don't know if y'all have heard, but today, July 5th, is it is when CERN, okay? I don't know if you've ever heard of CERN, but okay, so CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Okay. And apparently in 2012 they did something. Okay. Let's take a look at CERN's website, because this is important. Okay, so I had to adjust some screen stuff because there's things that I don't want you to see from my screen. But here we have, so what happened was today there was some sort of test at CERN, and something that really interesting happened was, now I'm seeing, is that new particles are being discovered with this Large Hadron Collider. And I think the first time I heard about this was when I was reading the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. And I think it briefly alludes to this. I don't really remember if it is actually this, but basically they're looking for the God particle. And I forget what that is all about, but it's essentially like evidence for creation in a way. And so these people at CERN are discovering new particles. Okay. Today there were collisions at unprecedented energy levels at the Large Hadron Collider, which was shut down 3 years ago. That's interesting. CERN's main function is to provide the particle accelerators and other infrastructure needed for high-energy physics. CERN operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. Okay, why are they doing this? 3 never-before-seen particles have been discovered at the Large Hadron Collider after Run 3 began. Okay, so the international LHCb collaboration observed the first ever pair of tetraquarks and a new kind of pentaquark, according to CERN's website, and the findings were presented at the CERN seminar today. Let's take a look at this video real quick.
Sensitive to cat allergens? Join the thousands who've discovered a difference with
Sorry if I
Live Clear,
blew your ear off.
the only cat food to reduce allergens, an average of 47%. Start today with ProPlan Live Clear.
Cat.
Yeah, after 3 years of long shutdown, we are all very keen on getting the accelerator running again. Of course, this comes with a certain sense of tension, nervousness. Is everything going well, and will it all work as we expect? There are always risks when you warm up and cool down a machine from room temperature down to minus 270 degrees, because materials shrink, etc., etc. Did all this go right? And this will only know in the end if the beam goes around. So that's a very exciting moment. The next stage is to make them work like an orchestra, because in order for the beam to go around, all these magnets have to play the right functions and the right things at the right time. Exactly like an orchestra when you direct it, all has to be in sync, otherwise the music doesn't sound well, and if here everything is not in sync, then the beam will not go around. The Higgs boson, of course, was kind of a holy grail to find, because we knew it was there, and finally we managed to find it. And now there is a lot of work going on to study it. It's a little bit like you discover a new cave in a mountain, then you take a lot of time in order to explore the cave and to understand how this cave goes, if there are paintings, if there are no paintings. And this is exactly the same thing that you want to do with the Higgs boson. You want to know how this particle behaves in combination with all the other particles we know about. So this is one of the studies that's ongoing.
But they're not astronauts.
Course, an even more exciting thing is to see if we can find dark matter. Because this is this cliche thing, if you look to the sky in the evening, you see these 95%, you see this 5% of what's out there, and the other 95% you don't see. And this is for us what we call the black matter. And we hope to be able to discover hints of the existence and how to look for it, also with the LHC.
So several laptops clearance stuff.
So they were looking for particles that they cannot see, or that we haven't discovered yet in existence, that we can't see. I think that's kind of what he was saying. But I don't know what you think about this. I think this stuff is kind of interesting. Because, like, you know, I'm hearing conspiracies like, oh, like, this is like a portal into another dimension, or, you know, our realities are colliding with another reality. But from what I'm seeing here, that's not really what's happening. So that was a waste of time. Just kidding. But yeah, take a look into this if you're interested. I don't know why I brought this up. I actually don't remember why I brought this up in the first place. That was a complete waste of time. Just kidding. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that's kind of weird? Like, why are they doing that? Like, you would think someone would be like, hey, what you doing there? You're discovering new particles that have never been discovered before? Explain to me that, please. Let's take a look at this. What is the Large Hadron Collider? The Large Hadron Collider, a Big Bang atom smasher in Geneva, is set to fire up again today after 3 years of closure. The vast scientific accelerator is being launched for its third run to research extremes of particle physics which make up the universe. Okay, experiments conducted inside the massive machine help scientists reach groundbreaking discoveries about how the universe works, including the confirmation of a God particle 10 years ago. Okay, 10 years ago was 2012, when people thought the world was going to end. Okay, the enormous structure fires two high-energy particles beams directly at each other to make them collide. They travel at close to the speed of light, which is such precision that scientists Oh, wow. So this was what Dan Brown was referring to. Okay, so let's take a look at what the God particle is, because I think that answers some questions. Smashing. What is Higgs boson God particle, and what will CERN Hadron Collider find next? After more than 3 years of upgrade and maintenance work, the Large Hadron taking data since starting Tuesday. Okay, so they did discover the God particle. How did I not know about this? How did most of us not know about this? I did not remember this happening. So what's the significance of the particle, and what does the LHC have planned for this week? Discovery of the Higgs boson or God particle was monumental. The particle gives matter mass and holds the physical fabric of the universe together. Its existence has been debated for decades, and research finally confirmed it on July 4th. Whoa. 2012. There is still a lot more to learn about it. It's 6 now. Okay, so they're basically finding the particle that holds the universe together. So without this particle, right, so this LHC, this Large Hadron Collider, is creating these particles. They're basically playing God in a way. They're like creating these particles that make up our universe, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if I'm butchering this, but it seems like this is what it's saying. That's crazy. 4th of July, 2012. Why would you do that on 4th of July? Okay, like there are so many other days you could do this, and you chose 4th of July, American Independence Day. Seems a little coincidental to me. Maybe that's one day people won't really pay attention. But this happened in 2012, when they thought the world was going to end in May 2012. And, you know, I've heard some conspiracy theories saying like, oh yeah, the world did end in 2012 because we basically are like freaking, like basically like colliding with other realities. Like this thing is like creating a whole different reality particle, and like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but I just think that's kind of sketch. Like, why would they do this lot in 2012, and then why are they doing it now in 2022, 10 years later? You know, I'm not trying to put my tinfoil hat on, but I don't know. I just thought this was interesting. I want to look at it, but like, dude, how did most people not know about this? They're basically creating universe particles, and that's kind of weird. I mean, not weird, but it's kind of cool, but kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? And then now they're discovering new particles. Is that what's going on today with new? Okay, so LHC today discovered new particles. What? New particles compared to what particles? The ones that already exist? So are we getting particles from like a different reality here? I don't know. I think that's concerning, but I don't know. Concerning. But I don't know. I wonder what y'all think about that. Like, do you think that's kind of like something that we should be paying more attention to? I guess maybe I have to do more research. I should be doing more research before I record this, but it feels easier to just do it as I go. So forgive me if I'm seeming a little improvised here, because I am improvising, I'll be honest. But yeah, I think that's super interesting. What do you think? That's all I really wanted to bring up today, actually, because that was the thing that was I was really thinking about a lot lately, which is the CERN experiment that was happening today, which some people claim that, oh yeah, you better be careful today because you want to make sure you're you know, you're paying attention at least, because who knows what this is going to end up in. I don't know. But yeah, if you think about it, ever since the God particle was discovered in July 4th, 2012, ever since 2012, things have gotten a little weird, if you will. I don't know. The years between 2012 through 2016 were great. I have no issues. I think it was ever since Trump got elected, things got really weird, in my opinion. And I think a lot of the explanation is that it's just like changing of power, like a exchange of power, I guess. Like different people are assuming different positions of power, and that just creates a lot of uncertainty, and people don't like uncertainty, and it's creating a lot of chaos because of it. But my hope is eventually things will level out, and we will learn much more from the chaos that's happening around us than we will not learn from it. So I would say right now, just keep your cool, stay calm, stay level-headed, because a lot of this reality that's happening is happening on the media. It's happening on the internet. It's not in your immediate reality. It could be happening downtown where you live or something like that, but it's not, you know, it's not going to, for the most part, if you were like, for most people, it's not going to affect you. Just get out of chaotic places where people rub shoulders a lot. That's what I would suggest. Because nothing makes people more agitated than other people. Let's be real here. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to bring up today. I hope you were able to learn something from this. I will catch you in the next video. All right, see ya. And happy 4th again. I'll see you.